Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen. Today we're going to be talking about rookie Beaux Limmer from Arkansas. We're going to talk about what he brings to the table in 2024, why people should be excited about him in the long term, and just some other things that I want to bring up about him. Before we dive into that, though, just be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan, as well as my Instagram. And, of course, this video is brought to you by Via. So if you guys are looking for hemp gummies, whether it has THC or THC-free with CBD, you can go and do so using my promo code JKBogan. It's 15% off. Link in the description below. Now let's get started. So, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Beaux Limmer could be very valuable and very important to the 2024 season. And I really want to make this clear because I understand, he's a rookie. I understand he's a late round pick on day 3. I get all of that. But the reality is the Rams have already really experienced a lot of injuries so far, and we don't know how bad the injuries are going to be. Alex got nicked up with the ankle. Of course, Jonah Jackson. I don't have to tell you about the bruised scapula. I think everybody knows what that means now. And then, of course, right tackle Rob Havenstein was limping off the field yesterday. Not really sure what that is. It sounds like it's a foot issue that could linger throughout the season. So, the biggest thing, and this is why I kept bringing up why I felt so good about the Rams, is because the Rams have offensive line depth that you need if you want to make it through an NFL season. You need to play at a high level. And the depth is important, but when you start cutting into it, it can be a little scary, right? Depth is great when you have it. But once those guys become starters because they're filling in, now you don't have anything behind those guys. So the reality of it is this. Beaux Limmer is 23 years old, okay? He's 23 years old. He was drafted 218th overall in the 6th round of 2024. And this, right out of the gate, is going to be a very good run blocker, okay? Right away. Evident on film, going through, he is very good in the run game. He could play center. He could play either guard spot. The reason why I think he's important is because I just mentioned 3 out of the 5 guys on the offensive line have already suffered injuries, have already felt some sort of setback early on in training camp. So that matters. And I think it's important to highlight. The good news is he can play 3 out of the 5 positions. So he could fill in at left guard. He could play center. He could play right guard. And if you guys watched my video on Jonah Jackson's injury, why I was concerned, I also said that they have multiple options. So the Rams could decide, hey, we want to go with Steve Avila at center really badly, so we'll play Beaux Limmer at guard. Or maybe it's a Warren McClendon Jr. or, whoever, right? But there's also a possibility, and I hope they don't go this direction because I personally like Avila at center. But if they moved Avila to guard, then Beaux Limmer could be the center, and that is a real thing here. Now, I don't think that they would do that. I think they would have Beaux Limmer be the backup center. I think they'd ask other guys to play guard. I don't think he'd necessarily start if there were some injuries there. I think it'd have to be center. I think it'd have to be center for him to start. I don't think they want to use him at guard. I could be wrong, but they have guys. They have Zach Thomas, right? They have Warren McClendon Jr. They have Logan Bruss, although he's predominantly been the right tackle, backup right tackle in camp. They have KT Leviston. They have Noteboom. They have a lot of options at guard. But like I'm saying, this guy's a really good run blocker. So he adds that to the table. We're going to get a chance to see him in full force in preseason. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll get a chance to see Blake Corum in all likelihood a little bit. I can't imagine we're going to see a ton of him. But a guy like Beaux Limmer and KT Leviston playing next to him leading the way is going to be something to look forward to. Now, pass pro, okay? He's a work in progress. He needs a little work in pass pro, if we're being honest here. Gave up 8 sacks and 44 pressures in his career. This is somebody that, I think can be much better. I think he's in the right spot. I think the coaching's going to be great for him. And he's got the athleticism, which we'll get to at that back end of the video, or rather soon. But the fact is that Beaux Limmer is a good prospect. He's a good player. Probably should have gone like the 4th or 5th round. The Rams got him in the 6th. So look, I mean, he had 19 penalties. Okay. but he cut it down to 3 in his last year. So he had 19 total penalties. So obviously that's a lot, but cutting it down to 3, showing a little bit more discipline. He'll be better with the Rams for sure. That's one thing. They were one of the best in the league at really not getting penalized. Very, very, in my opinion anyway, I thought they were a very disciplined team. Now, he had an elite RAS score, okay? Elite. That's what I was getting at with his athleticism. 6'5", 307. He had 39 on the bench, so he's very strong, which obviously helps him out in the run game, which he's so great at. 39 reps on the bench, okay? That's 99th percentile of everyone in the RAS database. 74th percentile 40 time, an 80th percentile 20-yard split, a 90th percentile 10-yard split, which matters more if we're being honest, allows him to combo block. Again, somebody that I really like and trust in the run game. He has a 90th percentile shuttle. He has a 94th percentile 3-cone, a 92nd percentile broad jump, and a 100th percentile vertical jump. So this is a guy that's explosive. This is a guy that can move in short area. He's not going to run a very, very fast 40 time, but that doesn't matter because I don't need him to run 40 yards down the field. What he's going to do is in the short term, in the beginning of the play, in the first 10 yards, if he's able to finish his block, he can get downfield and combo block. He is somebody, in my opinion, that could be really valuable, especially the way that they run duo. And we see Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, those are guys that can get to that second level. He can follow them up there. He's not going to run with them for 40 yards, but he could help out. So, this is an exciting athlete in a sense. But again, I think he's going to be the backup center to Avila. I don't think he's going to be playing guard, but he does have that experience at all 3 interior offensive line positions. And I'm going to be honest with you, he mainly played right guard in college. He moved to center, his last year in college. He was a 1-year starter at center. I mean, that was very new for him. He had been the right guard there. So that's something to keep in mind. 2018 snaps at right guard. 868 at center, and 41 at left guard. So, look, my thought process when it comes to Beaux Limmer is this. The athletic profile is crazy, okay? Already, like I said, very good run blocker, newly turned center, okay? So he has a lot of work left to do, and I think that's ultimately why he fell in the draft. Especially because he's listed as a center, not just an interior offensive lineman. People look to him as a center. So because you look at him as a center, you're putting him together against all the other centers. And there are a lot of centers that have been playing center, that position, for a long time. So he was a little bit behind those guys because of that. But I think he looks good enough to be developed as a potential starter down the road at center. And I think the pass pro development is literally everything to decide where Limmer ends up being and his overall ceiling. Because I think right now, if he just stayed like on the course he's on, okay, he's going to get better NFL level as a run blocker. I think it translates right away. As far as pass protection, he needs to improve. If he never really improved and he just got a little bit better but didn't get a lot better, you'd be looking at a backup, right? You'd be looking at a priority backup, right? Not a third stringer, a backup center. And that's good. I mean, getting a guy like that in the 6th round is great. But if you want him to take the next step, and if he could in pass pro, this is somebody that with his athleticism, that profile, he could be a starting caliber center. And what that looks like down the road, Steve Avila, getting a contract extension and where does he fit and all that, who knows? That's way down the road. I mean, I'll say this, if Avila was the center and they felt confident that, Beaux Limmer could play guard, there you go. They might even sign him. But it's all a matter of the pass protection. And let's be honest here, his run blocking is great. But to be fair, and I want to be fair here, don't want to put too much pressure on him. We don't know for sure if that run blocking translates day one. I believe it does. I believe on film it shows that it will, but we don't know for sure. So that's kind of the interesting thing of it all. This is a team that, has put out good centers in the past. Guys I really liked in the draft, prior at Arkansas, one of which was Ricky Stromberg, recently was drafted. I believe he's on Washington. They've had some guys I've really liked at that position. So this is another guy. I really like his overall ceiling. I think 2024, you could see him. Let's just say I hope you don't see him. I hope we don't see him at all, because that would probably mean that there was a big injury. But if you do see him, I do think he's going to get an opportunity, and he'll make the most of it. So again, he can play either guard spot and he can play center, mainly a center, I think. Feels natural at center. So we'll see where the Rams view him. But right now, make no mistake about it, 3 out of the 5 starters have been banged up early on in training camp. We can sit here and say, yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, we already know that, and just to clear up any confusion, we already know that Jonah Jackson is going to be back for week 1 in all likelihood. It wasn't 6 weeks when the NFL season starts. He's not going to miss 6 NFL weeks. He's going to miss weeks up until week 1. So it's not that, but even still, I caution you, I warn you, Cooper Kupp, okay? We thought he was going to come back. He then has a setback, and it did not look really the same all year. He had 4 100-yard games because he's Cooper Kupp, and he figured out a way to do it. But I'm not jumping for joy here that, he'll be back before week 1. We don't know what kind of player we're going to get. We don't know if he's going to have injury issues throughout the year. That stuff is worrisome, okay? So just keep in mind, the guys that I talk about, Beaux Limmer, Warren McClendon, I'm going to be talking about KT Leviston, I'm going to be talking about Logan Bruss. These are guys that could very well be the difference between winning a playoff game and not winning a playoff game, okay? They might need to lean on these guys if the starters start getting hurt, and we're already seeing it. So again, I'm not trying to be, doom and gloom or anything. I'm just trying to be a realist here, and I am a little concerned by that. So those are my thoughts. I think Beaux Limmer should be somebody that gets people excited for the future. That was a great pick by the Rams in the 6th round. Probably shouldn't have been there again, but he was, and they took him. So if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also be sure to follow me on all social media at JK Bogan. And of course, if you want to check out my sponsor, Via, link is in the description, 15% off your purchase using promo code JK Bogan. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.